Hey High Point seniors, it's scholarship time. We're here today to fill you in on lots of important information about scholarship opportunities for you. The High Point local scholarship application will be released on February 1st. It'll be available to you in many ways. It'll be emailed to you, there'll be links on the High Point website, it will be in your guidance counselor's Google Classrooms, so you'll have no problem finding it. When you open it up, this is what you'll see. The first page is full of directions, okay? It explains who reviews the application. We share it with many organizations. It reminds you about opportunities in Naviance, which you'll hear about later. There's instructions of exactly how to copy and name your application. You will be submitting the application to guidance through Google, so it'll be important that your document is correctly named. It gives information about how to complete the application. You want to make sure that you're thorough with the information that you give, that you're accurate, and that you're complete, okay? This application has a few extra components, okay? In addition to the main body of the application, which we're going to show you below, there are extra parts to it. There is a very brief, very simple Google form, which you're going to have to submit. There is a parent consent form, which one of your folks is going to have to submit through Genesis. Those two are required along with the application. There's an additional financial needs supplement, which is optional. You'll be hearing more about that as well. Deadline, deadline, deadline. You know how deadlines work around here, especially in the pandemic? Everybody's accepting late work. There is no late submissions of the scholarship. Period. 3 p.m. March 1st. You must share it by that time in order for it to be considered. So let's take a look at the application. A lot of just standard information identifying you. We ask some interesting questions. What's your middle school? What township do you live in? What college major do you want? What's your community service? These questions are asked because different organizations have different groups of students that they're interested in reviewing, and we use this information to sort you. We ask, just go up a bit, Ms. Lembo. We ask for SAT scores. We understand that many of you haven't had the opportunity to test. Leave it blank if you don't have them. That won't count against you. At the bottom of this page is another link to that Google form I mentioned, okay? So you can go in, as soon as you've completed this page, you can go in and do that form. Want to take a look at it? It essentially is asking you many of the same questions that were on the first page of the application. We're just doing it in a Google form to give you an opportunity to submit that information into a spreadsheet to help with our sorting of your applications. Okay, you'll get to the bottom, you'll answer all the questions, and you will submit. Okay, let's go back to the application. Page 2 of the application asks you about your high school activities. What did you do in school? What did you do in the community? Community activities, scouting, 4-H, church activities perhaps. That's different from community service. That's where you volunteered. What kind of sports have you participated in? School, club, rec teams, they're all considered. And then how about employment? Okay, so these are the 5 main categories. You'll notice that each category has 3 blanks available. You may only have played 1 sport, but you may have done 5 different types of community service. So what you will do is once you've made a copy of this document and you're working on your own copy, you can add lines to a category that you have a lot of, and then you can subtract lines from a category that you don't have as much of in order to keep the document properly formatted. The 3rd page asks you a lot of questions about your family. Okay, you may have to check with your folks on some of this. It asks about veteran status of parents and grandparents. It asks about social and professional organizations that your parents might belong to. That's stuff you might not know. Be sure you check with your folks. The scholarship committees like to know what colleges you're considering. That's what this box is for. What schools have you applied to? Have you been accepted to any of them yet? Do you know where you're attending? You may not know that, so just click what you know. And then what is the cost? We're going to try to give them an idea of how much college might cost you, okay? At the bottom of that is another link to the financial needs supplemental application. So again, you'll be reminded to complete that. That is a separate application that will give more information to the organizations about your financial need. And the last page is the good old essay, okay? I have to tell you, many organizations make their decisions based on this essay. Please be thoughtful. Please be careful in writing it, that your punctuation, your spelling, your capitalization are correct. Try to tell them something. They want to give money to a kid that they care about, a kid who's got a story to tell. So tell your story, okay? Please proofread it, and please make sure that you do a nice job on that. Don't just throw some words on the paper, okay? Another point that we want to make, every senior should submit this application. It's not just the kids that get straight A's that get scholarships. Sometimes organizations specifically look for a student going to a trade school. They specifically look for a student with an interest in art. They specifically look for a student who has financial need. They have all different criteria. Everybody should apply. Okay? The deadline once more, March 1st. You're going to hear from Ms. Jackadine and Ms. Lembo about the other parts of the scholarship process.
Hi everybody, Ms. Jackadine here. Welcome to our very first virtual presentation of our scholarships. So as Mrs. Walton already talked to you about, we have the local scholarship application that will be available to you February 1st. We also will have the financial needs supplemental scholarship application that will also be open February 1st. The local scholarship application, so you know, that one is what we highly suggest you all do, whatever college you may be applying for. This application, the financial need one, really is optional. A lot of our organizations do provide students who have demonstrated financial need with their scholarship money, so we encourage you to apply and fill this one out. So you know, the local scholarship application is shared with organizations. If you submit the financial need application, that is only in the guidance office. Nobody else sees it. It's just for our use, so we can make recommendations to our organizations, and they, once these applications are done and the decisions are made, we shred them. So just so you know that. So looking at this application, the first page is going to contain instructions, different things for you to know. Like your local scholarship application, you're going to make a copy of this one and save it under your name, and again submit it through the Google Drive. This application is actually only 2 pages, so it's a little bit shorter. You can scroll down a little bit, Donna. Once you get through the instruction page, you'll see a lot of the stuff is the same. We've got the deadline there, again, March 1st at 3 o'clock, no exceptions. So the first page, you'll see it kind of matches a little bit of what was on your local scholarship application. That one key box there that's about your EFC, that number you can find in your FAFSA. So it's an important number. You all should have it because your parents should have already submitted that form. So you're going to write whatever that EFC number is right in there. Then we've got the college financial aid money offered to you. So you may have to go again to your website to look at your tuition, including room and board. If you've been accepted to schools and you have received your financial aid package, that's where you're going to get the information with your loans received, your grants received, and any merit money the college may have already awarded you. Going down a little bit further, if you are an NJ STARS candidate, meaning you are currently ranked in the top 15% of the senior class, if you are, then you're going to check yes, and that would allow you to go to the community college actually for 2 years for free. If you are not sure where your ranking is, get in touch with your guidance counselor. We move further down the list. This box here is for any outside scholarships you may have already applied to and may have received information on. So if you've done this, you want to put the scholarship name and whatever the amount is that you've already received. You can keep going. On the bottom of this application, yes, guess what? You have some more essay questions to answer. As you will find with scholarships in general, Most of them are going to contain essays. So like your local scholarship application, we do want your short answer questions to be thought out, to be grammatically correct, check for neatness, check for spelling. All of that absolutely 100% counts. So take your time, answer the questions as thoroughly and thoughtfully as you possibly can. And again, remember, it is confidential. So whatever you write here, know that it only is going to be seen by your guidance counselors. Once it's all done, check it all through. Have mom or dad or your guardians review it to make sure you've got everything that you need. Once it's ready to go, submit by that deadline of March 1st, 3 o'clock. If you have any other questions, reach out to your guidance counselors. Thanks, guys. Good luck.
Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Lembo here, and I am here today to talk to you about how you can find even more scholarships in Naviance, which is our college and career program that you have been accessing all year to apply to colleges. So the local scholarship application, you are applying to scholarships that are only for High Point students. So that's why we want every senior to apply for that one, because you're competing against only High Point seniors, and there's only a little over 200 of you. However, not only do you want to have that scholarship, those scholarships to apply to, you want to apply to others, and those can be found on Naviance. So you would go ahead and you would log into your Naviance account, and here we are. We have Beth here, Beth Jones, and we are currently on the college's homepage, Mrs. Walton. So we're on the college's homepage. So you're on your homepage, you go to colleges, and on the bottom you will see it says scholarships and money listed in green there, and you can click on the scholarship list. And don't worry if you see this blank page, because it's blank there, but however, you see in that white bar where we have that cursor, I'm going to go over and show the white bar right here. Click on that. They are here. You will then see a bunch of colleges come up on that list. So see them all there? Look how many scholarships are in there. The deadline date's on there. The when they were last updated's on there. And look at that long list in green. All those are scholarships that you can apply to. Many of them are local. Some may be national. Some may be for a specific major. How are you going to find that out? Click on one of the links. And I'll have Mrs. Walton, my Vanna White, she will click on one of them. So when you click on the link, this one is for Branchville Business Club Scholarship. You will see it'll give you a bunch of information. It'll tell you what the criteria are, what the qualifications are, and then it'll give you specific directions on how you should apply. So if you look, it says application link, you would click on that, and then when you go there, you need to carefully read the instructions on what you need to do to apply for that scholarship. So this one I know has an essay. It will have the deadline there, how much the scholarship's for, and how to submit it. So carefully read each one of these applications so that you know specifically how to apply for it and where to send it in when you're done. If you have any questions, feel free to ask any one of the guidance counselors. So I wish you the best of luck on your scholarship application search. Bye everyone.